Alright, we're on.
At LASC, come on out and get a giggle. Come on here at LASC. My name is Sundalin. I tell you I do not sin. So I was talking to a friend of mine about, this is when you have a friend that you haven't spoken to for a very long time, and this is what happens. Girls, women, if you're listening to this, your girlfriends will be there, but your men will not. But if your man, how's it go? If your girl starts acting up, then you take her friend. Let me tell you something. When we were younger, you guys are on a cell phone. You just meet people. And like, my friend, it's funny, Habibi, it's funny, his name is Jamil Zarka. And his, Jim in English, what's his name? Arias. And you know what everybody just said to me? Why are you holding up the show for Lee Schwartz? That's what I heard.
The nerve.
The nerve.
I don't know.
Like he's the biggest, baddest, raging Jew. And G.I. Jew, I hope you're looking up there. That's right, we got a G.I. Jew out there. We're doing a lot of shows out here. If you're part of the military and you want to be a part of some action, they're putting a podcast together for Army Brats, which I thought was an acronym for something, and it's not. Did you know that? They call them brats because they're able to travel everywhere and see everything. And then Aaron added, and make friends and lose them. So now I know that that's what that means. But I'd heard of brats before, but that was usually referring to me. And that's good, and we're going to have, if you're watching, evacuate. We were doing something soon. I just talked to Mitra. That's right. I got Persian friends. Surprise! I live here in Tehran. It's called Little Persia. That's not racist. It's what it's called. Because all my friends keep telling me in Jersey there's no Persia. I don't know. I went to Catholic school. I thought it was a rug. And their rugs don't fly, by the way. But we are going to be doing something wonderful with the clothing drop and all the evacuees and first responders that are out there. We're doing a little thing called Decades as soon as I finish some other stuff. And this way, families can come out, and we're going to also go out to places with the Red Cross, and we're going to bring comedy. And you're not going to believe this, but this is a time for people to laugh. Like, you have to laugh. You have to laugh. And when I tell you that comedy comes in such, you'll never believe who you can meet. This, and I'm not bringing them up right now, but I just want to say that I only met one person in my life from Cape Verdes. Have you people heard of this place?
Yes, I have.
I knew you would. He's like a robot. Amazing, right? He's like, yes, I can. And I only knew one person. And it's amazing how when you find someone in your community, that's suddenly that community becomes your audience. And you guys got to get your audiences ready. And like, he's got to follow. Everywhere I go with you. Remember the drug rehab?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And they were so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, if you're thinking about doing comedy and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this, yes, you can. Because if people tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you make it from the page to the stage. And can I see that phone real quick, because that might be a sound note. Meaning QC, hello QC from Jersey. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Thank you, Carell. Thank you so much. Give it up for Carell, who loves us. Thank you. You never know who's watching, by the way. So what we have here is a place for you to do your podcasting. If you're a comedian, if you are an actor, you need self-taping done. You also need coaching. Right now, there's a shortage of acting schools. The acting schools were burned down. Fountain Avenue, dead. And we are so blessed, and I'm so pleased to introduce the new home of the Film Actors Cafe, and that's under the direction of Aaron McIntyre. Give him a round of applause, who's also being a producer. And it's really something that you can all do. He's got a lot of young people, but like old people, you get scared when you go on an audition because you're like, what did I just remember? Because you can't remember, and you can't blame it on the pot because you'll never do that. Pot's your best friend. You know that. You wake up in the morning, you say, hi, honey. And he says, what money do you need now? I'm like, okay, let's make some pot. And then I enjoy him all over again. I'm kidding, because then I have cotton mouth. I come in the morning, I'm like, do you want a bagel? You want a bagel? He's like, I smell pot. I'm like, fire burn. I remember the first time I saw my kid's friend high. This is terrible. But I looked at him and I said, Michael, I said, you're high. He was so high. He was like maybe, okay, he had to be 16. But he was like this, like, I'm in that one. So my daughter, Lucifer, the baby, Satan's the oldest one. She goes, oh, funny, somebody talked about somebody being high and walked right into the door because she was on her cell phone. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful to watch those kids texting and walking into walls and shocked? Like, what the fuck? A wall! The phone rang, my daughter looked at it and said, I don't know who this is. That's how you find out. You say hello. I said, where is it from? She said, New Jersey. I said, pick up the phone. You pick up the phone when it's from New Jersey. So they were helping me one day. Thank the Lord. So the phone rang, and I was just like, so I get it. My daughter comes back like somebody exposed themselves to her. And she looked at me and said, she wants to leave a message. And I said, okay, take a message. And she said, but my phone is charging. I can't make it up, guys. I just can't make it up. I can't make it up. But, like, don't miss out on life. There's the stuff going on. Stuff's going to get fixed. And let's not talk about Fox Television, but it's so blonde, I need glasses to watch Fox Television, okay? Family and friends, and I watch it. Okay, I do, because I was on it. Before the election, okay? Because I had to keep my friends and family together, you know what I'm saying? Afterwards, I was different. I love your socks, by the way. You know what that reminds me of? Anybody, what's it called? Of a third kind? What was that called? The kid Poltergeist?
Yeah, third kind.
Dude.
Third something.
Oh, wait, what's the one? Oh, okay. Well, who's phoned home? Called your mother? Oh, that's right. E.T. was calling from below. I'm just joking about the below. I remember having to see that on 3 different dates. And let me tell you something. The second time I saw it, I started crying. And my boyfriend was like, are you okay? I was just like, yeah. He was like, and then, it's a sad thing. And then the third time, I cried again. Before it happened. You can't cry before it happens. So forget him. I went out with this tough Dominican, and I took him out to see Carrie. Everybody ever see Carrie, the original? And the hand came out at the end, and he almost peed on me and jumped over me. So I didn't go out with him. I went with this other guy, and a dog came out, and he ran up the street and left me. But that's okay. See, I'm with a man that doesn't do that. He does. I'll explain that later. But I know that we have so much to cover and so much to talk about. I'm so excited about the acting class. Why? Because I can't remember. No, I can remember. But when you're a comedian and you're watching, because comics watch this, remember when you're reading in a writing room, the writers want to hear their words. And you may be funnier, but wait till you get the role. And don't be like my girlfriend who would say, that's not funny. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because when people are from Jersey, they do that. But right now, somebody's got to get in, get out. And remember, I always start with a bang, and everybody says, why don't you start with this guy? And now I did. And you know what he said to me the other day? Why do you always start with me? Today he text messages me, can you start with me? No, I'm kidding. We like to open strong all the time. And a round of applause for our director of marketing, by the way. Let's give it up for one of Billy Ramirez. When you guys need stuff done, you got to go to him now, all right? And leave me alone. All right, and of course, Johnny B. Where is he? Johnny B is in the house. That's right, we got security. And we have a chance for, oh my God, is that a roach or a cricket? Whatever it is, kill it.
Where? Kill it!
Just kill it.
Foot! Oh, that?
Only white people. Only white people! It's crawling and they say, what is it? That, like, what are you going to do with it?
It's a smudge of
It's a spider.
It's a smudge.
Oh.
You can't kill spiders.
Yeah, I can kill spiders, all right? How many of you have seen,
Kill roaches.
quick question, how many of you have seen the queen of roaches, La Reina? Has anybody ever seen one? You know what color she is? White. Not that you're interested. I saw a white cockroach. And I screamed so hard she fell off the wall. All right, speaking of off the wall and onto the stage. He's a personal favorite. Let's give it up for the one and only Lee Schwartz. Let him hear you.
Oh, I like this. Whatever, just this. Whatever that is. It's crossing a table and some other things. Thank you for starting with me. Next time you start with me, I'm gonna start with you. Start. Okay, don't mess. But glad I'm here. Good to be here again. A little bit about myself. I love octopus. I always have. Girlfriend hates it. She hates me for liking it. And went out last night. I experienced octopus remorse. It's a horrible thing because now I guess it's not an in thing to have octopus. It has some sort of, my girlfriend tells me it has some sort of, it's a sentient being. I don't know what that is really, but she says it's intelligent. Okay, fine. I'm like, oh, she's intelligent. Okay, great. And I sit down. I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to the octopus. And she's like, you shouldn't have it. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe a dumb creature tonight. Is there any dumb creatures on the menu? And she's like, no, just don't have it. And I said, if they're, honestly, I'm going to have it, and that's that. You can have some other, how about squid? Is squid a, intelligent? She's like, I don't know. Let me look it up. I'm like, no, don't look it up. I'm gonna have it, it's not that smart, it wasn't smart enough to get not caught, I said, so, and just pass the cocktail sauce. Bring it on, bring the octopus out. Anyway, another thing I don't like nature shows, never have, never will. A lot of people do it. I think it's part of animal exploitation, to be honest, especially Coyote Peterson. I don't know if anyone knows him. He's a nut. I think he's crazy. And he goes into the woods, takes out things and have venomous things sting him. So he comes, grabs the bug, out of nowhere. Bug's probably just walking along, trying to get back to his family, feed his grubs, whatever. Next thing he knows, he's slammed down, got the little thing, he's trapped. He's looking out, sees this guy who's nervous, wondering what he's going to do. Takes him out, goes like this. Every time it's then, poor bug's forced to, maybe he was a pacifist. I don't know. And he's forced to, puts him back, and then this bug's looking out, watching this guy writhe in pain. He's feeling, he's just wanted to just get home. And he's looking at him, and I'm like, what did I do? He had no idea what he wanted. He was just minding his business. And then he's, watching the poor guy and he had nothing against the guy. The poor bug was just, and, who knows, pretty traumatic for the bug. He didn't want to do this, forced labor kind of, really. He gets paid for this, lots of views. Bug gets nothing. But a good thing though today, I actually got out of a parking ticket, which was good.
Yeah.
It's actually not a parking ticket, it was a speeding ticket. So, let's not say a speeding ticket, but I went through a red light. And so, go right through it, and I had every intention of stopping at the light, and honestly, I swear, I sneezed and my foot hit the gas instead of the brake, go right through it. And then motorcycle cop's right there. He comes over. He's like, do you know what you just did? And I said it was 5 seconds ago. I was right over there. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I'm honest. Be truthful. Truthful set me free. So I said, yeah, I went through the light. He's like, why did you do that? What'd you do? I said, truthfully. And he's like, spit it out. Get into this, He's no patience. So I said, well, if you really must know, I had every intention of stopping. I really did. But I about to sneeze, and my foot hit the brake instead of the gas and went right through. I guess maybe he has something a slow light. He's bored or something. And he's like, geez, I've never heard that, ever that. Wow, that's pretty creative, or you're being really honest. And he's like, I'll let you go. 5 points for originality. He didn't say that. He was real serious. He's like, oh, get back in his car. And that was that. Good thing I got out of it. I don't know what else got me out of it. Who knows? But I didn't have to cry this time. So that's relief. But thank you all for listening. Have a great night.
Where do we find you?
Oh, you can find me at lee.shorts dot 585 backwards and forwards dot 1234. And if you find it, you're lucky. You deserve it.
Yes, you deserve. Everybody deserves a little Schwartz. Hey, guess what? Lee met my family. Count 'em, Lee. You met the real family. It's a real story, right?
Bunch.
It's a real story.
Real, absolutely, really.
It's a real story.
I really did meet them.
Yeah, she really did.
Yeah. Not for fake. It was real.
It's real.
Real.
How white is my sister? She's watching. It's okay. How white is my? She's so white. She makes Casper. She looks like she has a tan.
Yeah. Whiter than white. Yeah.
And you know what she does when someone asks a question? She goes like this. Isn't that funny? No. Now let me just explain. I'm glad that there's an audience member here who has something to say. I just wanted to say that when you have to meet your sister for the first time and you know she exists and she doesn't know you exist, and you're black and she's been living in a white world all this time, and she finds out she has a sister and the sister's black. That's comedy. That's just comedy, man. You're gonna meet your sister because somebody said, "Do you want to do your ancestry?" Because my husband said, "I think you have a Filipino brother from the war." Because my father was in World War what? II. I'm not that old, but he was that old. But that's crazy. But you know something? I never get dates right or anything right. And I'm going to take it from the start because I can't do this. But let's bring it together with the comedy of America's sweetheart, the one and only Mark Safran. Hell in a handbasket. Go on, Jacob. Clap hard as we get up there. Don't fall.
Well, excuse me. Hell in a handbasket may be the answer, but the truth is, I went to the orthopedic surgeon yesterday. It was a fascinating experience. I get in there. First thing I see is they say, "Oh, Mr. Safran," they give me these forms to fill out. Then I have to go in the back. So the girl takes me into the back, and they get progressively prettier and prettier. So you know the guy's a perv. First, they take me in for x-rays. He has two Asian girls. They're very cute. They're trying to calm you. They giggle. I don't know why they always giggle. Then I have another one who is the only Spanish girl I've ever seen with fake titties.
Oh my God.
I mean, she was amazing. No, it was all put together by a plastic surgeon. Of course, she works for an orthopedic surgeon, and she's giggling. Then they bring me into the other room. So who did all the work? A PA. Now, I know that's technically correct. You make a lot more money by having people do your work as a doctor. So then the guy says to me, "Let me see if I can get the doctor to come." And I'm thinking to myself, well, who did I come to see? I mean, and I'm just like, what the hell? So he comes in, and I take one look at this skinny guy wearing a Harvard sweatshirt, and I say, he ain't touching me. Then he sits himself down, with looking like a praying mantis, and he starts telling me, giving me a whole list of, well, you're very stably healthy for your age. I said, no shit, fuck. Then he goes, well, then he tells me, well, what you have is, you had this injury X number of years ago. What you have is arthritis. Your leg is older than your body. I says, no shit, I can feel it, So I have, you can see my x-rays are here somewhere. Aaron actually, examined them yesterday.
I did examine them.
We saw that there is some bone on bone. So what he said to me is, he said, well, the way this works is you do this until you can't handle it anymore. I said, well, and then he leaves, and he's telling me about surgery. He says, well, wait for the person will let you go. Guy comes in and goes, I'm Dr. Yun's scheduler. I said, that's nice. He goes, well, when do you want to get operated on? I said, I don't. Here's the thing. The guy advertises that he is with the Keck School of Medicine, and yet I find out that he isn't accepting my insurance.
Oh.
Like he's ever going to get paid.
Oh.
All right? The truth is, if you're at Keck and you're advertising it and you're at the university hospital, you're obligated to take the insurance. Mm-hmm. You can't use their name and not be in network. And that's what's wrong in America today. Added network doctors.
Yes.
All right? Bottom line, I've heard all the crap, all right? Then I had to listen to something on Jimmy Kimmel. Is he going to stop crying? When is he going to stop crying? All right? He had on Bill Burr. Now, Bill Burr, the last time I saw him was in The Mandalorian, the TV show. I mean, you're not that funny, Bill. You're cute. All right? Why is everybody lauding this guy that shot somebody in the back? This is what's wrong with America. That and out-of-network insurance. All right? I mean, why shoot the guy in the back? Because you're a coward. You couldn't shoot him in the front. You didn't have the balls to affect him. All you needed to do was break his knees with a baseball bat. I mean, it's a little excessive if you had been denied coverage for something to shoot the CEO, but that motherfucker wasn't even insured by United Healthcare. There's something. This was life in the age of Joe Biden. Now I'm sure all of you were very busy getting here tonight. Didn't get to see Joe Biden's farewell speech. George Washington, he's not. Believe me. You know, when I was a kid, they took me to Francis Tavern to see where Washington delivered the farewell speech to his officers. And the first thing he said was, beware of foreign entanglements. Right? Excuse me, my zipper's down. Beware of foreign entanglements. Didn't anybody teach that to Hunter? We still got years of Hunter Biden stories to go on. Way too long. But what foreign entanglement didn't they get involved in? Romania, Ukraine, Russia, all right? Then I had to watch Adam Schiff on TV today. Why did we elect... He voted for him. Why did we elect a senator who can't tell the truth? It's impossible. And you look at him, it's like, this man was the U.S. attorney who could never win a case. He was not even able to win a case against a cop who was dirty and admitted it, because he was going with a hooker. There's something seriously wrong with our system of government when you can't convict somebody who admitted to the crime. On another note, all right, I was present for the meeting with the sister. It was actually quite boring. The one that was interesting, because he's going to get it because he deserves it now, is my brother-in-law.
Oh my God.
Here we are in the emergency room, all right? And this white man comes over to my wife, you know, I guess you're my sister-in-law. So the part she doesn't tell about the story is her name. My wife's maiden name is Kroonquist. My mother-in-law married Harold Kroonquist. Okay, the problem is that in Hackensack Medical Center, the Kroonquists, not his side of the family, another side that made money, they gave the building, and he's the treasurer of the university. So when we walk in there, my mother-in-law's in there, she's sick, and I said, I want to see Mrs. Kroonquist. Oh, Mrs. Kroonquist. They didn't know that she was, you know, tangentially related to the Kroonquist. I've never seen such good service in a hospital. But one of the funniest stories is she makes me go up to see her father.
Tell her how black my mother is.
Sure couldn't have make a white mark on her. I gotta tell you something. My mother-in-law was black as Otis Mason, which is a family inside joke. You know, and I'll tell you, Sundar will tell you the Otis Mason story one day. Anyhow, I go up to see my father-in-law. I don't know whether I should call him that.
Yes, stop.
All right, and he's in this geriatric ward because his body's becoming allergic to itself. So I walk in and I say, I want to see Mr. Kroonquist. And they go, well, who are you? I said, his son-in-law. He goes, well, you're not Dr. Wassner. I said, oh, I'm the other Jewish son-in-law, the lawyer. So I walk in, say, well, Harold, blah, blah, blah. Son comes up later, whispers in his ear, I wish we did.
Stop it.
Not nice stuff going on here.
God.
But to her credit, I meet my sister-in-law for the first time. She gets the story, you know, about Sundar, and she said, I always wanted a sister. I don't know why they didn't tell us. That was it.
God.
That was the whole drama between her and her sister. They've been best friends since.
Yes.
Now, my brother-in-law...
Not now. Don't talk about him.
He deserves it. Got on my stage complaining about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he came and couldn't, and unfortunately, like most Jewish men, he overshared. I wasn't interested in his marital problems. That's his sister that she hadn't met, and he's already complaining. You know, unbelievable. I don't get no light.
Sorry.
Anyhow, it's been a rough day. We've been redecorating. I feel like a Persian, remodeling, you know. And it's just been, you know, got to get things done. They make me work from home. There's nothing worse than remote work. I don't care about all the rest of you. It's all bullshit. No one wants to sit there in their underwear, because you got to get dressed to sit at your computer screen. You never know who's going to be there. And wants to work at home with their daughter in the background and the idiots fixing the building in the front and making noise. Plus living in Manhattan, where they're always making noise. I would much rather take a little office out here and have to get up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, much easier. This work at home is nonsense. It is a Chinese plot. That is what it is. So that they can listen in on everything we do. All right? It's like, next thing we know, there could be little Chinese drones circling my house. You know? Anybody hear about the drones in New Jersey? I mean, come on. You're going drones over an arsenal and the President's Golf Club? Duh. All right? Only Anthony Blinken would say that they're just kids. Anyhow, we're headed for some great political humor for the next 4 years. And it isn't going to come from Trump. It's going to be people like Elizabeth Warren. How can a woman who claimed to be a Cherokee Indian to get ahead in her academic career until caught by a DNA test, claim to be Indian and call Pam Bondi, a loyal social servant, a liar? Duh. You're going to talk about somebody else's honesty? And then I watched a guy say, you cheated on your wife. So what? So what it said it is, and I'll end with this, said, well, they're complaining about his drinking. Has anybody been here late at night when they drag them out of the bars? And they, talking about senators, and they come in drunk? You know, it's true, though. They're all drinkers. Except Chuck Schumer. He must use gummies. I mean, how do we have a country run by somebody like Elizabeth Warren? First of all, she ain't pretty. Second of all, she was a Harvard professor. And third of all, she ain't an Indian. Anyhow, I'm Sunday's husband. I'm Mark's out.
Oh my God, that's a great name.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
Oh,
But I have been vindicated for partially. It was admitted that Jimmy Carter was, for a time, the worst president ever. He has now been supplanted by Joe Biden. All right? But all those years, I blamed everything on Jimmy, and they looked at me and they said, no, you can't. Now they're elevating him to sainthood. I hear they're taking Jimmy's body and putting it into a crystal casket. It's going to be like Lenin. They can all go by and pay homage. The man was no good.
Mark, they think you mean John Lennon.
I don't mean John Lennon. He got shot by another guy.
Okay.
All right, talk to you later.
Mark, you crack me up. You are always so funny. Oh my God, you never know. Tell me, have you seen him? Where is Jacob McGregor? Let's get up here, Jacob. Let's do this.
Jacob!
Yeah, you and my dad would have a jolly good time.
Oh God.
But great to be here. Thank you, Sunda. I just want to start by saying heart goes out to everyone who's been affected by the fires. Huge shout out to the we'll just hold. Huge shout out to the frontline workers. And it's very sad times. But you know, having said that, there are some upsides. First of all, you know, enemy of my, I don't know what the saying is, but, you know, someone you don't like, if it goes bad for them, good for you. White women. Not always the biggest fan of white women. What do we know about white women? What do they like? Shout out. Boring, okay.
Sexy,
okay, boring, sexy. What do they like to do? What are they obsessed with? Yoga, definitely yoga. Tanning. My thing about white women is these New Year's resolutions. They drive me insane. You know, this year I'm gonna focus on sorry that my white woman sounds like a 6-year-old, you know, infantilized little Barbie doll. But this year I'm gonna focus on being present and being with family and being grateful for my community and my yoga. And oh my God, the house is burning. Quick, get everything. Oh my God, Evanston, do you have the fireproof? Okay. Evanston, are you eating non-ethical foie gras? Oh my God, leave it behind, let it burn. But white women, we won't have to hear about those resolutions anymore for a while. Normally they'd make it till about St. Patty's Day, and then they'd get blackout drunk, and then they couldn't keep it up. But that stops now. They're just going to be talking about the renovations needed to the Maui house that they took the chopper to. But white women are down. Yeah, so that's good for me. The other thing is planes. Planes have been pretty big in the news. Anyone know a guy into plane porn? Anyone have that one friend this week who's just been obsessed with all the water drops? Yeah, okay, we got a few. So I come out of my room in my apartment. I want to watch the football game with one of my friends, and I run out. I say, hey, you want to watch the game? And he goes, shh, shh, shushes me. And he's watching the golf broadcast coverage of the retardant drops, and here we are over Altadena and in the Eden Fire, and here comes the drop. And he jumps up like life is worth living, like, yeah, way excited, more excited than I've seen him in a while. He's really into the plane porn. But the other thing that's been big this week is the word retardant really making a comeback. It was sort of on the outs. It sounded like it's, older cousin. But it's really, I'm trying to bring it back at the office. I'm trying to just incorporate it into everyday conversation. Like, wow, the Instagram on my phone, really a productivity retardant, don't you think? And, wow, that slide, the sort of botched pattern. It's really a client relations retardant. And, my friend, not me, my friend said, wow, Jenny in that mini skirt she wore today, wow, she makes me want to go full retardant. But, which is messed up, because you never go full retardant. Everybody knows that. But, a little downside, unspoken. I know the homes are burning, people are hurting, but as a Jewish guy, the relatives popping up out of the woodwork to explain to me that I have other relatives I didn't know about in the greater Los Angeles County area, and maybe I could stay with them if I'd like to please my Nana and survive this thing, because, oh, God forbid you die and something horrible happens. That would just be really terrible in the fires. And Jacob, you have your Uncle Mordechai who lives out in the valley. Nana, the valley's the wrong way. I'm actually a lot safer, but who's this Uncle Mordechai? Oh, you don't know Uncle Mordechai? He's your black Ethiopian Jewish uncle. I never told you about him. He's from Brooklyn. When we lived in Brooklyn. Nana, I never lived in Brooklyn, and I had no idea I had a black Ethiopian Jewish uncle named Mordechai. This is news to me. Why didn't you tell me this when I moved to LA? So it goes on and on. I asked her if we had any family in Newport Beach, safer area. Oh, what? Newport Beach, Newport Schmooport. What? You think we're made of money, huh? But swing and a miss there. But Jewish relatives have been a bit of a bummer. But anyone get that fake evacuation order?
Oh, yeah.
I got that, West LA. Totally flipped. Look out the window. My area was fine. Heart goes out to people who've lost, but, the way the chips fell, I lucked out. Freeway protection, but I get the fake evacuation order, and I start to flip out.
Okay.
And when I realized it was fake, anyone play Little League Baseball as a kid, grew up playing, yeah, okay. Your parents loved you a little bit there, okay. Small amount, enough to count, but it felt kind of like you're going to the baseball game, you're a little kid, you got your bat, your glove, and then it's rained out. You're like, oh, man, I got all psyched up to play. But today, for me, it feels more like when my friend texts me, hey, outside the Fox Theater, 8 p.m., it's a go. And I'm Ubering over there, and I get to the Fox Theater, and I look around, and I'm like, where are all these retarded kids we were supposed to beat up? Sorry, retardant kids. But, so that was sort of freaky, but I threw everything in the go bag. I'm just about to get out the door, and I remember, what would my Nana say in a moment like this? Yaakov, never evacuate on an empty stomach. You gotta have food in your tummy. It's gonna be a long time away from the apartment. You gotta never evacuate on an empty stomach. So I say, okay, Nana, Nana's voice in my head. So I start boiling water. The evacuation can wait. It's probably not that important or life-threatening. So I'm boiling the water, and the communications guy for the county comes on the news. And he looks like, he's he's scared, mopey, crying, and he's, I'm so sorry, it was a fake, hit the wrong button, I don't know what happened, I'm really embarrassed. And I'm thinking, geez, you're embarrassed? 100 people just had a heart attack because of you for no reason. But I slowly, I make my pasta, eat the pasta, and I go back, check on what actually made it into my go bag. Very curious. What is my subconscious telling me I really need? I'm not really thinking. I wasn't prepared. And I look, and I got the important stuff. I got passport, computer charger. I bet a bunch of people pack their computer and no charger, but my subconscious there really bailing me out. And the thing is, I look down and I see a pack of condoms in there. And I think, wow, that's pretty spicy for the evacuation shelter right there, huh? And I think, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go to an evacuation shelter to hit on women. Hit on women while they're down, That's sort of rule number one. If they're standing up, I guess it's fair game. But bad, guys. Oh, horrible. But my friend, I was thinking, what if my friend, maybe he's from Redondo Beach. He's sort of a, what's up, a surfer guy. He's pretty confident. He goes to the evacuation shelter. And I think in his head, he meets a woman and he says, okay, it's going to go great. It's going to be, hey. And it's just, she's my cherry pie. And it's on. And there are just a bunch of, children with soot-covered faces, blinking, horrified, watching. But I think in reality it would go a little more, hey, are you seriously hitting on me right now in an evacuation shelter? Oh, what? What? No. Just like, you come here often? No, I don't come here often. This evacuation shelter was set up yesterday. You're kind of an asshole, dude. Oh, word. What's a place like you doing a girl like this, huh? I don't come here often. It's girl like you in a place like this. You really need help, man. So I imagine my Redondo friend just sort of down on his luck, and he does the desperation condom drop. Like, he looks at the condom, she looks at the condom. They look at each other, and she says, "Did you seriously bring a condom to an evacuation shelter? Do you think that's a good idea?" Oh, what? I mean, yeah, you're disgusting. It's not disgusting, it's a Magnum. You're retardant. Anyway, I don't know how that goes for our star-crossed lovers. Thank you so much. Hope everyone's staying safe, and God bless.
My name is, you can find me on what?
Oh, yeah, great call. You could find me on Instagram at jmachaha. JMACHAHA. Thank you. I'm Jacob McGregor, and good night.
Good night. Thank you. Oh my God! Para bailar con lobo. I'm going to bring up this next guy. He's fantastic. I just talked about him before the show, and I feel so embarrassed that I kind of blew everything. But you know what? So what? They're going to know anyway. You're a star. Ooh. Angelo Lobo. Agnello Lobo. Bring it up. Come on. Yeah, we call him Angelo.
Oh my God. I wasn't expecting to get up. Hey guys. Hey. Nice to be here. Something going on. I want to say the same thing about the first responders and everybody that's helping these fires and people that displaced. My heart goes out to them because it's just really sad no matter what. No matter how much money you have or don't have, it's just sad that these things happen. And I've had a mix of emotions. And everything I heard tonight, like from condoms to cockroaches, just reminds me of my upbringing, And standing up on comedy is just like, it's been a passion for me, but I just don't get enough time. And the other day I got inspired. A buddy of mine called me and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? Everything okay with the fires?" I go, "Yeah, man, I'm actually further south and not really affected, but my heart goes out to them." He goes, "Yeah, you still doing this stand-up comedy?" I go, "Yeah, I really love it. I just haven't got up there." He goes, "Well, yeah, I don't think you're very good, but you should continue to do it." And I go, "Yeah, but Peter, I really love it, and I don't really care what other people think. I end up cracking myself up." And it was just long pause, and he's like, "That's great.
that's great. At least you got one follower.
Oh my God.
And I thought about that, and that was inspirational for me. Because it's all about what I feel about me and how I want to act and do my things, right? And I heard the word Filipino, man. I had some really good Filipino friends. So a little bit of background. I was born on the Cape Verde Islands on the coast of Africa, so I speak Creole. And I talk about that a lot because it's really dear to my heart. But I went through the process. I heard Filipino, and I went through the process of becoming a naturalized citizen. And I studied, and I paid the fines, I paid the fees, I paid whatever I could. And I went to take the test, and it was a Filipino guy that gave me the test. And I messed up on a question. He said, "Who's the first president of the United States?" I said, "For what?" I couldn't understand what he was saying. Now here's a bilingual guy getting me into America. Who's the first president of the United States? Oh, first president of the United States, George Washington. That's right. And who is it for the people? What? Why you coming to this country? It's for the people. Yeah, for the people. You need to study. I couldn't make out of it, man. And growing up with the Puerto Ricans, it was different too. It's like, mira, loco, vente a mi casa, man. You're gonna have some mofongos, cufongo, pasteles. You're my amigo. But don't try to fuck my sister. Do you fuck my sister? Caballero, cabrón, you're gonna die. Fucking die. I said, look, Paco, I'm not going tonight. But his sister was fine, I didn't want to take a chance. I don't go tonight, but I'll come some other time. Yeah, I've been a bad boy, man. I'm what they call. My new name is gonna be Nightman because I'm on a mission to get some white women and get women in general. But see, it's hard to keep up right now because you think about this, like most women have a box under their bed with these new latest and greatest toys. Right? They got things that suck on them. They got things that do this. They got things that fucking... I talked to this girl, went out with her. She said, yeah, I got the new one. It's sucking like crazy. But it broke down in the middle of it. I said, what the heck did you do? She's like, I had to pull it off really gently. I said, really? It's like, yeah, I didn't want her to go to the emergency room. I said, I couldn't believe I was hearing this. Because, I'm a man. Look, I'm old school. And I look, there's no penis jokes coming out of here. There's no dick jokes coming out of here. Me and vagina, we're like this. Sometimes like this, depends, baby mamas. But ever since I was born, I came out of one, and I've been going in them ever since. And her and I, we eat out any chance I get. Okay. Excuse me. Must have been something I ate last night. Now, don't get me wrong. I like my steak, little veggies, bread and butter for dinner. Come midnight snack. We're looking for a seafood platter. Oh, yeah. Look, my friends know me. If I go missing for 2.5 weeks or more, some smart blonde or brunette or I'm not prejudiced. She's got me locked up in a resort somewhere. Brazilian bikini blowout. Okay. She's got me with whipped cream, hot fudge. Nobody look for me because I'm not looking for anybody else. Most guys, they go to the gym. Now, don't get me wrong. I like working out. I like hanging out, working out. Don't get me wrong. But you can find me way in the corner of the gym. Nobody knows I'm in the mirror doing tongue exercise. And a one, and a two, and a three, and a four. One more time. Oh, my God. My new thing is, like, I got to keep up with the toys. I'm, like, trying to practice the national anthem or something. While I'm down there. The whole point, you remember Eddie Murphy used to talk about it all the time. You know a girl loves you when you make them come so they're like, ooh, ooh. And they're walking, and like, I'm like, where are you going? What's the matter? You're walking crooked. Oh, don't worry about it. I got an orgasm. I'm feeling good. That's my goal in life. I can have all the fires in the world, but my goal is that. I'm a man to the bone. My whole thing is I'm a recovered, sober man. I've been sober now for a long time. And Oh, I had to stop. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had to stop because, having like 3 8-balls and a kilo of cocaine in a room full of prostitutes, and nothing you can do with the prostitutes, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, she would be over there, baby, I'm throbbing for you, come and get me. And you're just like talking to Johnny, get up, man, we gotta go. He's like, no, I ain't going nowhere. Get another line. I ain't doing nothing. You can't move when you're on coke. It's like, I don't know, most guys get really wired. Man, not me, I'm subtle. My wife used to know I was high all the time. Because I get a, like poker tell, you get a tell. I would go, Angelo, you're high again. Oh man, they were the good old days. I had fun. Believe me, being in Vegas with a bunch of strippers and nothing you can do about it. You ain't getting hot on. It was good old days. I heard cockroaches, man. It's like where I grew up, you would step on that cockroach and you just hear the laugh. Because like, what'd you do? You maybe took a misstep? I dated this Puerto Rican girl one time. I was in the projects. And she, she was great. She was a beautiful, beautiful girl. I would walk down the projects, go in her house, and as soon as the lights went off, after sex, I'd be lying there and I had... Tell me, what the fuck is that noise? Animals or something in here? I turn on the light, it's all cockroaches throughout the whole building. I said, I gotta get out of here. Those are the ways, man. It was old days, but yeah, man, it was great. Aging. Oh my gosh, I'm getting aged. You know those AirPods, the little AirPods, you got all kinds of AirPods. I lose that fucking thing every day. I can't keep track of it. So I found out, my son was showing me, he's 15, he said, hey, Dad, look, this thing says find my AirPods, Dad. You gotta use this if you lose them, because I know you're gonna lose them. I said, okay. So I had to pack up a package to UPS. I put it together. I went down to UPS and I'm mailing it. And I had my AirPods. I had everything in the car. I'm ready to go to the gym. So I'm doing my best to stay in shape, 54 years young. So I put the bag there, and she says, she takes my, I know this lady. I've known her for years. UPS store. Give her the Amazon scanning bar. She takes it. I say goodbye. I see the light. Let me wrap up here. And I get in my car and I get to the gym. And I say, damn, where's my AirPods? Fuck, I lost the AirPods. Let me use what my son told me. Find my AirPods. Hit the AirPods, and then zooming in, and it says UPS store. In my mind, see, I can't judge people. I'm thinking, God damn, that lady swiped my AirPods. I know her for years. She swiped my AirPods. I drive back over there, and I walk in. I say, hey, you got my AirPods. I left my AirPods. She said, oh, I haven't seen them. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh, yeah. Remember what my son taught me. You see him, huh? I click the button, and I hear ding, 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 ding. She said, oh. Is that? I said, yeah. They play a sound to find them. And I'm thinking she ripped me off. Ding, ding, ding. She's like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I said, yeah. Where are my AirPods? She pulled out the package that I had just mailed out. I packed them and sent them back to UPS. That's when you know you're getting old, man. So now the line is full. Everybody's laughing and cracking up because the bag's ding, ding, ding. And I got the walk of shame going through UPS. But anyway, hey guys, it was nice being here.
Where did they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Aguinaldo Lobo. That's it. Aguinaldo Lobo. That's it. But if you're one of the females that I just talked about, where I'm practicing and exercising for this coming weekend, going to Argentina,
all right.
I will practice more. All right, thank you.
Fame and fortune, they want to dance, but you're gonna be the only one that's gonna make them tango while they're drinking there. What's it called?
I don't know, but I know
that you
tango.
drink. They have sangria.
Oh, grog, yeah.
While they're drinking their grog.
It's like this punch, right?
Grappa.
Oh. No. His is grog.
Mine's grog, yeah.
It's African stuff.
It's moonshine from the old country.
From the old country.
Yeah.
I'm old.
The old country.
I'm from the old country. You want to leave, you can leave.
Sorry, yeah.
You told me you had to leave. I'm trying to be nice.
I hate going early, but...
It's okay. Give him a round of applause. Come on. Who wears short shorts? Lee Schwartz wears short shorts. Let me tell you something. I keep telling you about this acting class because I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to bring up the director for you right now. Please get ready for the one and only Aaron McIntyre.
Thank you,
Hey, how's it going? Everybody feeling good? Safe? You don't have to clap. It's okay. It's okay. I don't want to wear you out. Angelo, fuck you, okay? Fucking good-looking guy like this going, yeah, and then I go out with the girls, and, the blondes or the brunettes, and it's like I haven't been laid in 14 years. That's dog years, though, so you can do the math, right? Yeah. Go ahead, do the math.
2.
Oh, there you go. Very good. I did have kind of a wild affair with my best friend's bidet, but that's over. She's very unresponsive, and sometimes she goes a little cold. You know what I mean? I've decided I'm going to try something tonight. This is something that I'm going to start working on because I started thinking about one of the other comedians got me thinking about the Bible. Praise the Lord. I love the Bible. Now I'm reading the thing all the time. I read it for 8 hours the other night. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm looking at it. And there's, at first I was going to do something on Exodus because I swear to God, that book must be like that thick. It could have been a fucking 3-page newsletter. The number of times they go over what God wants. It's like, well, he's a fucking greedy motherfucker. He is greedy. He wants an ark made. It's got to have gold. It's got to be 2 cubits by 2 cubits. It's got to have this many things, and one's got to be brass, and the other one's got to be an antler, and I just couldn't keep up. And then they do it 4 times. They go over the shit that he wants 4 times. I figure... people who are reading the Bible must be really stupid because they just have to have it hammered into their head. So I decided that it wasn't written by God, just so you know. Yeah, he didn't come down penitent, neither did Jesus, but a bunch of guys did. So I'm figuring this is a book that was written over a lot of years, right? It was added on to. But I'm thinking about the very first time they came to it. It was a bunch of oral history, and they decided to write it down. So I was thinking that if they had a writer's room, it might look something like this, where... All right, you guys know what we're going to do, right? All right, so we're writing the longest fucking book in the world, okay? It's going to be the greatest story ever told. We're going to get a bunch of people involved, okay? We're going to get people throughout the centuries. They're going to add to it. It's going to be great. It's going to be kind of like a blog. We're going to get a blog together. We'll just keep adding to it, all right? So we got to start off with the beginning, right? We've all heard the stories. We know how everything starts, right? So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I think. I think it should be, in the beginning, God made the heaven and the earth. Simple, right? We're gonna drag him in. We're gonna get him in real fast. What do you think? Huh? Yes, that does sound a little bit dry, though, don't you think? Why don't we follow that up with and the earth was without form, and the void and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Oh, everybody clap for that one. Oh, that was great. Yeah. But now, what is the deep? Oh, I know. It means that it was very deep. What we're going to be talking about. It's very deep stuff. Oh, yeah, okay, that's good. Okay. And, but what do we need to follow that up? Oh, and God moved upon the face of the waters. What the fuck are the waters? Where do the waters come from? You got the earth, and it's void. It's a formless void. Where are we getting water? Oh, yeah, that's the water. It's metaphorical. It's just all metaphorical. The whole thing's a big metaphor. All right. We'll put that in. And then what? Oh, no. That's what I was going to do with that. And the Spirit of God moved upon. We got to have something about the waters, okay? Because waters is emotions, and we've got to bring out the emotional part of the Bible, okay? That was another thing I was going to add in there. And then. Okay, so all right. So we got the earth, but now he's got to be able to see his way around. So okay. So what happened next? All right. So how about this? And God said, "Let there be morning." Morning? What the morning? That's terrible. What do you mean morning? Well, the sun comes up in the morning. Yeah, but there was no morning at that time, so it doesn't make sense. So we're just going to go with light. All right, we'll go with light. All right. So here's what we got. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void. The darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, which I still don't agree with, but we'll go with it. And God said, "Let there be light." All right, it's kind of short there. All right. Well, we should talk about God's feelings. Okay, God's feelings are very important in this book. So, all right, let's cover that. How about, and God saw the light, that it was good, right? That was good. Yes. Okay, that's enough. All right. So anyway, that's kind of the stuff I'm going to start to put together, but I just wanted to get it out there and see if anybody thought it was.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. All right, I'll keep working on it. In the meantime, how much time you got? Where am I at?
3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Oh, good. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. That's
right.
Yeah. I did want to talk a little bit about some of the traffic that we've been experiencing. Everybody around here, everybody experiences the traffic. And I have some pet peeves with some of the people who drive around here. Are there any BMW drivers in the room? No BMW. These guys drive me out of my fucking mind. You know that they started taking the blinkers out of BMWs because nobody's fucking using them. I realized last night. I was thinking about it. They actually drive around like they're in a big metal cloud. That they can't be touched. It's like the heavens are around them and they can't possibly be touched. And everything is so unbelievably sealed off that they can't hear the people going, "Hey, motherfucker, shut the fuck!" They can't hear anything. They're just driving around. They don't care. They're not like Mercedes drivers, right? I mean, Mercedes drivers just drive around like they're the only ones there. They just don't care about other people. So yeah, I've always been. I had problems with people. I've talked about here before. I've got some mental illness in my head and body and everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. It's coming out of my fingertips, And I'm a real proponent of we gotta make mental health something that we can actually talk about and not feel like they're an excluded group of people who are sitting over here and there's something wrong with them, because everyone in this fucking room and everyone who's watching, you're all fucking mentally ill. We're all fucked up, man. We're all mentally ill. We all got something. We got a little OCD. Maybe we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? So yeah, bipolar is my lovely affliction that I love. I learned so much from it because you go from feeling like all of the cells in your body could at any moment just explode and you could just become one with the universe and everything is nice and beautiful and we all love each other. And you can't do that around people. It puts people off, when you're walking up to them. "Hi, how are you?" You just got this energy that's a little off-putting. And you go between that, you do have like a little transition period where things seem to be a little bit normal. And then you get just really really, really depressed for a really long time. People, for some reason, they don't want to be around that either. I just fucking cannot figure it out. But a lot of my friends, when I got diagnosed, they said, "Oh, come on, man. I've known you for 20 years. You're not bipolar." They have no reason. no idea that most people who have some sort of mental illness or some difficulty, they don't want anyone else to know that. And so you're constantly trying to pull it together so that you're like, okay, no, I'm happy. I'm really happy. And then when you're really up, you're always going, no, I'm a normal person. I'm calm. So it starts to become very difficult. I have nowhere to go with that. Just spitballing, sticking it out there, because I think it's very important that we do that. There was another thing. Tourette's. Fuck, I keep forgetting that one. Tourette's. We've all got Tourette's, am I right? Everybody in here has been in the car, somebody cuts you off, and you start going, "Die, you motherfucker!" The only time I have Tourette's that's a little bit different is when I see a BMW pulled over by the cops. I'm going, yes! My name is Aaron McIntyre. That's AERONMACINTYRE. Please show up for the classes when we start them in February, and you can find me at Aaron McIntyre everywhere.
There you go. And the Film Actors Cafe.
Yeah.
Call me when?
Well, I'm getting my.
The bathroom? You gonna be XYZ like my husband?
XYZ.
Hey, he's doing the duck. Now you guys don't even know about the duck. You're too young about the duck. But let me tell you something. We've got somebody here who can make things happen for you when I can't. If you need a reel, if you need your website done, if you need to be harassed, he'll get you there. He'll get you there and say that's spelled wrong. I'm kidding, not my husband. You gonna go watch?
I'm getting my coat.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna bring up. If you don't trip him.
I'm gonna walk behind him, so it doesn't make a difference.
Okay. Let's bring up.
We're doing.
Yes. Yeah. Never mind. Annie says, bring up the comedy of Billy Ramirez. I'm jealous.
¿Qué tal, familia? What's up?
Billy.
This is more of a study session. I got to figure out because I've been doing this story at the end of the set, and all right, here we go. Hold on, let me just. Is everyone leaving? What the hell?
No, I'm moving
Oh, I was gonna say good. By the way, I'm not gonna shout out the what?
So you feel,
No, I'm not gonna shout out all the first responders because there's nothing I could say that's gonna make them feel more like a badass. Like we just put out a bunch of fires, but thanks for your little shout out. Anyways, all right, hold on. Trying to time this story, but like, where do I start? Do I start at the intro or?
Now.
Okay.
Let's talk.
All right.
Talk to us.
Thank you. My name is Billy Ramirez, first-generation Mexican-American, and I've been fortunate to live in the motherland in Mexico, and that's the jumping-off point for this story that I like to call the first time that I got hit by a car. So this took place back in 1987. I was a child. 88 because I was 7 years old, and I was living in Mexico in Sinaloa, hanging out with my mom. She was making lunch, and my dad and my brother were up in the city running errands. So while my mom was making lunch, she ran out of tortillas. I don't know if you know in a Mexican household, but running out of tortillas is an emergency. So she gave me money to go down to the local corner store across the street to buy some tortillas. And that's fun because my brother and I had done it many, many times. Just walk down a little Mexican town street, just to the little tiendita, los abarrotes. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. But the thing is, I never crossed the street by myself, and I was a little nervous. And now, mind you, this wasn't crossing the 405 or anything like that. It was just crossing a little dirt Mexican, a little dirt road in a little Mexican town in 1980s Mexico. But I'd never done it myself, so I was nervous. So I get to the edge of the street, and I try to work up some courage, like I'm about to jump into like a double Dutch, banana split. What do you get in arithmetic? But imagine it in Spanish. I don't know how it goes in Spanish. But eventually, I worked up enough courage. After I found a good spot, I spotted all the cars coming this way, cars coming that way. I found a hole. I'm about to jump into the double Dutch, and I took off across the street. And when I woke up, I was being pulled from what I later found out was a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado, and they stood me up. It was people from the neighborhood pulled me out from under the truck, and they stood me up like a rickety card table. And when they realized that I wasn't going to fall over, they just left. That was the extent of medical care in small town 1980s Mexico. And now, I don't know if it was the truck, but I can confirm to you that at least in 1980s Mexico, everything had a tint of orange. So that's true. That's correct. I get that in the movies. So So there I was, standing on the same side of the street that I'd started on, just gotten hit by a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado. And I was also upset about the fact that nobody checked on me. I know I was 7. I could count. I could have gone toe-to-toe in a couple of rounds of how many fingers am I holding up, you know. Tres dedos. Dedos, that's fingers. But anyway, so there I was on the same side of the road that I'd started on. I'd just gotten hit by a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado, and I didn't have tortillas, which was the biggest issue. But I was in no mood to try to cross the street again. So I started heading home, and at 7 years old, I was still wise enough to know that I needed an excuse as to why I didn't have tortillas and why I looked like I had just gotten hit by a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado. But fortunately, I had the perfect excuse because our neighbor, they had this mangy mutt that chased everyone on the street. You weren't anyone if this mangy mutt hadn't chased you. Sapo was his name because he had this had this like the bark that came from deep down, sounded like a toad, and that's Spanish for toad, Sapo.
Ah.
Perfect excuse. I'll just blame it on Sapo. I got chased. I fell. Whatever. So I get home. My mom sees me, immediately does that, Mom, you know, and then she starts dusting me off and all that, and I start crying real tears on account of having just been struck by a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado. And then she asks me what happened. I tell her that Sapo got out, chased me, I fell, and I don't feel like getting tortillas anymore. And she understood, because it wasn't the first time I've gotten chased by this dog. So she goes to the refrigerator, opens up a strawberry Fanta for me, ice cold, especially refreshing after you've just gotten hit by a car. So then she tells me, just sit down, relax. Your dad and brother are going to be here anytime soon. They'll go get tortillas. Perfect. So I grab my Fanta. I start heading towards the hammock on the other side of the yard. I'm just going to think about the fact that I don't have to go get tortillas and risk getting hit by a car again. And then there's a knock at the door suddenly, and my mom answers, and it's the neighbor. And immediately I'm a little worried because, for better or for worse, I've never been a good liar. Because I was like, he's going to sell me out, you know. So, like, for me, if you ask, like, are you sure, or for real, like, you got me. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, you know. Anyways, so I was worried, like, maybe, you know, she's going to tell, like, your dog chased, my son and this and that, or maybe I was hoping that my mom was going to defend my honor, like, este pinche perro asqueroso que está, he's chasing, my kid all over the place. But no, they were comadres, so they just started talking and all that, and that was it. But it was a short conversation, and then the neighbor leaves. And before I start heading to the hammock, I asked my mom, what did the neighbor want? Just trying to figure out, if I got sold out or anything. She says, don't worry. She just took off for the weekend, and she just wanted me to look after her house while she's gone. I was like, oh, perfect. So she's going to be gone for the weekend, whatever. I don't care. So I start heading back towards the hammock and just about to enjoy my ice-cold strawberry Fanta. And I get to within 3 steps of this hammock when I hear my mom go, oh, and by the way, yes, dear mother, she took the dog. Go get tortillas. All right, let's see how long that is. Jeez, it's almost 6 minutes. Yeah, that makes sense. That was why. Yeah, it makes sense why I've been telling it at the end of the set. I've been rushing it, missing details and all that. All right. Well, thanks for helping me with my homework. All right, now it's some more homework. Let's see. Some new notes. I think by now the Secret Service could just be called the Service. Like, how do you describe the Secret Service to someone who hasn't, seen the Secret Service? Like, hey, what's the Secret Service? Oh, you see all those people and vehicles, and yeah, that's the Secret Service. Like, no, come on, just call it the Service. Like one of those hip new apartment buildings, like any apartment building that's on a street. Like, oh, it's a new apartment building on Logan Street. Gee, I wonder what it's going to be called. It's the Logan? Yeah, of course, Yeah, just call it the Service. Legendary NFL broadcaster Greg Gumbel passed away recently at the age of 78. And I saw a headline from the New York Post that started with, "Details are limited." But Greg Gumbel has passed away at the age of 78. And I was thinking about, I don't know how many details you need for a 78-year-old who passed away. Like, why don't we talk about the details of how he didn't pass away. You know, like maybe flipping his Camaro, head injury during a kickboxing tournament, fentanyl overdose. You know, like he was 78. Like I don't know who's responsible for the details being limited, but you know, when you're 78, like the detail person, you can take the day off because when you're 78 and you die, the cause of death is 78. Nothing on that. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. I mean, no one's paying because it's whatever. I have like 2 minutes left. So, I grew up on earthquakes. I do earthquakes. Fire scare me. And I'm hoping that these wildfires bring a new respect to earthquakes because earthquakes just happen and then they don't. I mean, sure, it's like earthquakes are like a brick through a window or a drive-by. Like, sure, maybe throughout the next few days there might be like some small residual bricks through the window or small residual drive-by, but basically it happens and it's over. It's like, you know, they don't start like at the top of a hill, you know, like, oh, you know, there's an earthquake at the top of a hill, and then it's like, but first it started in the glass district and it decimated the glass district, and then it moved over to the paint district and it decimated the paint district. But I mean, on the upside, all the paint's been mixed really well. And then the reason it actually made it all the way through is because, and then it took a sharp left into the Parkinson's district where no one noticed. I'm not particularly proud of that one, but yeah. And then, but like a fire is like a crazy X, you know. It's like who travels based on wherever the wind goes, and eventually just ends up destroying your life and burning all your crap, you know. So I'm hoping earthquakes get more respect. How much time do I have left? Like 30 seconds? I don't have anything else.
Yeah,
that's basically it. All right, that's basically all I have for me. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me on billyramirez.com. And please welcome back to the stage, Ms. Sunda Kronquist.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say something to all of you. This is such a great show, and this is a great place, and we're going to really keep it open. And thank you for being, you know, the director of marketing and taking it. And I want to take in everybody that's here. I know he's going, but I'm going because I have a procedure, and I can't eat after 8 o'clock. It's like abortion night. You know what I mean? When you don't eat the night, but I'm just kidding. You kids are always screaming, you want abortions, right? You don't even know.
On the third Wednesday
I need an abortion.
Oh my God. Are we going to whisper while I say goodnight?
Whisper.
He's coming. Okay, he's going to whisper. So anyway, Jews can't whisper. I can prove that. And neither can Arab mothers, okay? Like, why did he bring her this so empty? When I first met his mother, she said, put my pocketbook away. They can't whisper. You understand what I'm saying? Now, brothers from Patterson, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Right now, Billy, can you please bring up the next act for me? I'm sorry, are you going out?
No, I'm done.
You'll do it?
Yeah, but
I thought you were going outside.
We're done whispering.
No, he's going to bring you back and just say thank you, and you bring up the next guy. Oh, you're going to, okay, I bring up the next guy. You're right. Would you mind, Zach?
I'll just go up right now.
I love you. Come on, bring up my little brother from P-Town. Zach Haddad. Give him another.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm not from I'm from Bakersfield, California.
I was gonna say.
No, I'm not from there. I've been to New York. New Yorkers are sharp. They're super sharp. I was out there for a month, and I got lost in the subway for like 4 or 5 hours. I was in the subway. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was tripping out. I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. The train stations, and I met some guy. I was like, hey, bro, you gotta help me. I don't know how to get home. I'm lost right now. He's like, yeah, no problem. He was dressed nice, you know. Yeah, just like looked like you had nice. You know, I was like, hey, yeah. I was like, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. But listen, I've been homeless for the past month. Can you let me use it? I was like, you're serious? This guy's homeless? It's completely different than out here. I was like, wow, these guys are sharp. They're on the ball, right? But like I said, I'm from Bakersfield, right? There's the east side and the west side. I lived on the west side, the better side of town. It was me and I had a cousin. This guy was huge. He was like Debo, but Middle Eastern, right? Big guy. But he wasn't tough. He wasn't a tough guy. He used to party on the worst side of town. I was like, why do you keep going out there? I used to go with him because I had nothing to do. So, we used to party at some, he was part of what is it called? Like a party team, party club or something like that. So there was different party clubs on that side of town, and they used to fight each other, just crazy stuff, right? But my cousin was sharp. He knew how to talk to people, right? He was a good speaker. I remember one day, someone came up to us, hey, these guys did something to us. We're gonna go. I said, okay. No, my cousin's, all right, let's go. So we jump in the car, and I'm driving, I'm following him. I'm like, whatever, you know? And then he's like, hey, we're not gonna follow him. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, trust me. It's we're not gonna do it. Just chill. You know, we're not even from here. We can't be doing this. I was like, all right, whatever. And then 20 minutes later, they call us, hey, meet us somewhere. I say, okay. So we meet them in a parking lot, right? And they're like, Danny, where were you? I didn't want to mention it, but I was like, hey, where were you? You know, I was like, he was like, it was all Zach's fault. I told you to go. He didn't want to go. I was like, bro, are you serious? He was like, yeah. I was like, whatever. You know, it was his buddies. I was like, okay, cool. That was the end of that. And yeah, don't let these cauliflower ears fool you. They're a blessing and a curse at the same time, right? I'll go to the bar, I love it, you know, like, yeah, you fight in the UFC? Like, yeah, I fight in the UFC or whatnot, like, yeah. And then when something happens, everyone's looking at me, I'm like, fuck. Now I have to fucking, yeah, it sucks. But it's fun at the same time, right? Yeah, so I moved to LA a month ago. I recently started training again, right? It sucks training at an old age. It's hard. I didn't think it was in my 20s. It was a lot easier. Now it's like, it's just not going to work out. You know, it's like I used to train 2-3 times a day. Now I can only train once, not even a whole session. And yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Well, who's the other guy, the bigger guy that was here? He had the stuff on his shirt.
Mark. Oh, Mark.
He doesn't like remote work. I would love a remote job. That would be the best thing in the world. Travel the world, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I would love it. But it's tough to get. You know. What's my time?
1 minute left. 1 minute.
Yeah. So right now I'm a smog technician. So if you guys need a smog done, let me know. Right. So I used to wrestle in high school. I remember one day, I missed my weight class, right? So they moved me up a weight class. And it was the first duel, that my dad went to, right? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I was like, they're moving me up to, I think it was like 145, I don't remember, 147s or something like that. He was like, oh, who's this guy I'm wrestling? Is he any good? No, he sucks. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I was happy. and then I jump on the mat, we wrestle or whatever, and all of a sudden I see his corner. Now, what the fuck you mean now? This guy takes me down right away and pins me. I'm like, oh, that sucks, you know? This dude ended up being like second in the nation, right? And my dad looks at me and was just like, you should just quit, man. I don't think this is for you. I was like, I swear I'm good, you know, it's one time, you know? And then, yeah, that was the end of it. Where's my time?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're rounding down another episode of LA Comedy Live here at 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard. Please come on down Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 7 p.m. If you need to do a podcast, we've got all the equipment here. We've got great producers that we can make you look good. We'll light you nice. You know, we'll get you some nice backgrounds and such. Huh? And we're going to move the desk. The desk's going to go over there. And, yeah, doing a little remodeling. And thanks a lot. We're going to say goodnight. Good night, everybody.